Hi there, I'm Nancy Herring from Now We're Cooking. It's Tuesday, so it's time for tips, tricks, and treats. And summertime makes me think of salads, and I think chopped salads are just marvelous things. I like little pieces instead of big chunks. And we have spent some time in Chicago. That's where our big houseware show is every year. And one year we asked somebody where the best place to get a Chicago hot dog. And they sent us to, I say Portillo's. I've also heard it's supposed to be pronounced Portillo's. But at any rate, we went, had excellent hot dogs, excellent beef sandwiches, and a marvelous chopped salad. So I did a little noodling around, and there's a lot of options for Copycat Portillo's salad. So that's what we're gonna make, a version of that. So we'll go through the ingredients in a minute. I am gonna make the dressing first. You can make this dressing in a blender, or with a stick blender or a mini food processor. I'm a big fan of the mini food processor. Calls for about a third to half of a cup of olive oil. And some people say white balsamic vinegar because they don't like the darkness of balsamic. I'm a real fan of rice wine vinegar, so that's what I'm going to use. So I need about a third a cup of that. If there's not enough in this one, I'll go to the next one. But I think I'm just going to put all that in there. And it's really just a basic vinaigrette. So the other things that I need are garlic. I'm going to let the food processor do the rest of the chopping. I just chopped it very coarsely. I need a little bit of sweetener, and in this case I'm going to use maple syrup. It's about a tablespoon. And then we'll check it out in a minute. Dijon mustard to help everything emulsify. And again, about a teaspoon or so. And then salt and pepper. And I'm just gonna put salt and pepper, and then we'll taste in a minute. A little bit of oregano, which is floating around here somewhere. I had it in my hand. It's right in front of me. Okay. I'm going to put more salt and pepper on the salad itself, so this just needs some. And oregano. Put the top on. This is exceedingly noisy. And I need a little scraper. And let's scrape everybody down. If you were going to do this earlier than your salad is ready, then you would just put it in a jar and put it in the fridge till it's time to use it. I think I need a little more sweet. It's a little tart. And depending on how you like it, that's up to you. But otherwise the flavor is really good. So a little more maple syrup. Sugar is an option. Agave is an option. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave it in here as opposed to decanting it to a jar because we are going to use it really fast. So all the other things I've already chopped because I didn't know if you wanted to see me chop things. I'm not able to do that really speed up and do it all. When you make something like this, it's nice to use the absolute largest bowl you have to assemble things in, because then you can stir and things won't fall all over the floor. This is not what I'm going to serve it in. Chances are I'll put it back in here. So what I have, this is romaine lettuce and iceberg lettuce, combination of the two. And this is, you can chop it as fine or leave it as coarse as you want it to be. I do like it a little bit on the finer side. I used a knife. We sell a product called the Bash and Chop, which is like a pair of scissors that chops. It is marvelous. Red cabbage for a little color and crunch. I did part of it with a mandolin, and that made it into the shreds, and then I used my knife to make it smaller pieces, because again, I want everything somewhat smaller pieces. Green onion, I didn't want to put an entire bunch of green onions. This is 3 green onions. Thinly sliced. Cherry tomatoes. Because these were big cherry tomatoes, I quartered most of them. If you have little bite-sized ones, you might not need to do anything to them, but you want them easy to get to. What makes this salad fun is it's called ditalini pasta, little teeny tiny pieces of pasta. I use the fasta pasta, which is a method of cooking your pasta in the microwave. You put your water, you put your pasta, you throw it in the microwave, you think this is not gonna work, and it does. It takes about 15 minutes depending on the type of pasta. It doesn't save you much time, it saves you a ton of water. So you don't have to boil your big pot of water, bring it to a boil, put your pasta in, do all that. It all happens in the microwave. So I did this earlier. If I was doing it all at once, I would have put a little salad dressing on it. As it was, I put a little olive oil and a little vinegar so the pasta would have a little bit of flavor. And I salted the water when I cooked it. So the other things to make it almost a complete meal: chicken. If you have a rotisserie chicken and you want to cut it up, that's great. I cooked 2 chicken breasts and I just wrapped them in foil, put salt, pepper, and butter on them, put that foil packet in a pan in the oven, and I cooked it. It was about 20-25 minutes. And I let them cool, and then I chunked them into nice little pieces. But torn up rotisserie chicken is great too. Bacon. I'm a microwave bacon doer, so I cooked this in the microwave, let it cool, and then diced it up. And then something that people either love or hate is a Gorgonzola cheese. I like it. I don't eat it unless it's in a salad. I would never just eat a piece of Gorgonzola, but hey, it's a nice flavor to me. So I'm going to stir all this up. And I have said this before, I think the colors of these things are so pretty. So I'll let you see the pasta, because it was sat in the bowl in the fridge, kind of stuck a little bit, so I need to break it up. But see how pretty it looks? Isn't that great? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put part of the salad dressing on. Depending on how big you've made it or how much you're serving, you can keep this undressed in the fridge for a day or 2. When you put the dressing on it, it tends to degrade. So a lot of people don't like to eat leftover salad. And if you don't use the dressing right away, I would stir it up. Like if you transfer it to a jar, I would definitely shake it up a bit. So I'm going to put some of this on here, stir it up and see if I have enough dressing, and then see if I need to add some more salt and pepper. I think I need more dressing. And again, what's so nice about these is if you don't like green onions, don't put them in there. If you don't like some of these things, the reason I did it this way is because this was as close, since we don't have one of those restaurants in Albuquerque. I think they have them in Phoenix now, but it is one of the places that we go every time we go to Chicago, and we just can't miss it. So let me taste and see what we've got. Oh, very good. I'm gonna do another little bit of salt and pepper. The blue cheese adds just a kind of a tang, and the chunks aren't so big that you'd say, oh my gosh, that's a big chunk of blue cheese. And then I'm going to put it back in a glass bowl, because that's a great way to show it. If you're serving this, a platter would be a fun way to do it. A flat bowl would be a fun way to do it. So I'm going to move this, move a couple of these things out of the way. And I'm just going to use my same glass bowl. I'm going to fill it all the way up. When you get this at the restaurant, you always get a nice piece of bread and some butter, which is a great accompaniment to it. So there you have it. It's a lot of ingredients, but it's not a lot of work. And it's easy in terms of you can have the, cooking up chicken already cooked. Bacon's not hard to do. And you can spread it out, like if you wanted to do some of it the night before and have those pieces ready and chop everything and assemble it up right before serving. But I think it's a great summer item. It can be a full meal or it can be an addition to a meal. So that's my take on, and I'm going to say Portillo's because that's how I pronounce it, on Portillo's chopped salad. So now we're cooking is at the northeast corner of Paseo del Norte in Wyoming. We're open from 11 to 4 Monday through Saturday. We can help you out with all the things from mandolins to stick blenders to pasta pastas to salad bowls, you name it. We've got it and a lot more. So we'd love to see you come in if you live in the area, and I so appreciate you watching. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again.